I can't hear you, Saima.
Okay, I think
Now I can hear you. I think you were muted the whole time.
you
I couldn't
couldn't
hear
hear.
anything.
So I
I
don't
couldn't.
even actually know if people. Okay, so there was no
Yeah,
audio.
there's no audio.
Um,
Yeah.
I had hit the mute button, but so I will just take a real quick second again
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
just do the introduction. So,
Sure.
friends, thank you for joining. You're listening to Heart with Saima, the podcast show for people searching for that courageous person within us who wants to be inspired by listening to stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I'm Saima Dillon, your host. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. Let's dive right in. My guest today is Kamran Shaikh. Um, Kamran is someone who is an inspiration because it takes a lot of courage to go after your dreams and to follow your passion. Kamran, I'm going to hand over the screen to you and let you introduce yourself. So here
Okay.
you go.
Okay. My name is Kamran Shaikh, and I was born in Pakistan, Karachi. And what do I say about myself? I was basically born in Karachi, moved here in 1980, and I was a satellite communications engineer. I went to high school here. I went to college here. I went to NYU um, for my master's, Hofstra University for my undergrad, and I became a satellite communications engineer in New York, and then moved here on a job as a satellite communications engineer. And then the 2009 recession happened, where I lost my job. Decided to become a business analyst for Deloitte and Touche, and that's where I found my break into acting. Somebody actually approached me and said, "Do you want to be in a movie?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" So I was in Captain America, Civil War, and then from there on, it's been history. I've been That was 3 years ago, and it's been great ride ever since. I've been very blessed. I've been very lucky to have booked uh, a lot of roles so far.
So, Kamran,
Yeah.
did you growing up? I know, just like yourself, I was born and grew up in Karachi. So we are both Karachiites.
Nice.
And although, unlike you, I did finish my high school and I came to the US as a student.
Okay.
And um, we have all grown up watching movies, especially Bollywood movies,
Oh yeah.
and in I think somewhere we all visualize and dream and aspire to be,
Sure.
these sultry actors and
Absolutely.
actresses, and especially in Bollywood where you have all the musicals, and so you just you think that you are one of
Life is
those.
a dream. Yes.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
is that something that you grew up with, those aspirations? Was acting somewhere ingrained within you and
Ab-
it manifested?
Absolutely. I love movies. I love all movies. I'm a big movie buff. I have over 3 or 4 thousand movies in my basement. This is my basement, in my collection of DVDs. When DVDs were famous, and now it's all streaming, so it really does. But yeah, Indian movies, Pakistan. Well, not so much Pakistani movies, but Indian movies, American movies. I'm a huge fan of movies, and I've studied their acting skills. Every actor, I would really pay attention to what they're doing that makes them stick out, and the nuances, the subtleties that stick out in a good actor. Why he's making me emotional, or why he's making me laugh, or anything like that. So yeah, I subconsciously I always studied the actor without knowing. Actually, my favorite movie of all time is Lagan. It's actually an Indian movie. So um, well, there you go. And then every American movie I've seen, every independent movie, huge movie fan. Yeah.
So somewhere within you, it was ingrained. And
Yeah.
then this is something that when we went on our Zoom call and we spoke,
Hmm.
And you told me that, so I'm repeating your words, and
Yes.
I'm not talking about age because, as such, but you mentioned it. You said that, I'm very fortunate that I got this break at my age. So,
Yeah.
of course, you are in your 40s, and to get this break in Hollywood, how has this journey been for you?
The journey, as far as the acting goes, I guess things happen at the right time, at the right place. For my favorite saying is, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why I didn't pursue acting beforehand. There's a reason why that guy came up to me in Deloitte and Touche and said, "Do you want to be an actor?" I was 45 at the time. I'm going to be 47 in February. So so yeah, the journey has been amazing, especially because of the people who have helped me as an actor. Um, I got to know this one guy, Sam Lukowski. His name is. He's an American actor. He's been acting for 26 years. Very selfless person. He walked me through the whole process and the the intricacies involved in getting booked as an actor for a role is not as easy as people think. People think that, oh, he became an actor, so I can become an actor. There's a lot of rejection, a lot of rejection. I've been very fortunate that my fifth or sixth audition I nailed. I booked a part in Ozark, and I was very fortunate. So it doesn't happen that way usually because, like any job, the description comes to my agent, for example, gets a description for a part of a role, whether it be any ethnicity, male or female, from the ages of this and this. So there's hundreds of people who apply for that. And you being the one to be selected for that role is one in 100 or one in 1,000. So I've been very fortunate, and the journey has been very rewarding, to say the least. It's been very rewarding. I'm blessed.
Well, when that person walked, or you met this person and he said this to you,
Yeah.
what was your reaction?
I was skeptical. I thought, what do you want from me? How much money do you want? I didn't think, if somebody just approaches you and said you want to be in a movie, first thing you're gonna think is, okay, what's his scheme? What does he want? So I
What's
thought
the
he just wanted,
ulterior motive?
yeah, what's the ulterior motive exactly? So I thought he actually wanted like a movie or money or something. Yeah, he was looking. Some of those agencies, they kind of say, okay, if you pay us this much, we'll get you these parts and we'll do this much. If you have to pay for something, it's not legitimate. So no, he just said, no, we'd like for you to audition for this part, and I auditioned and I passed, and they put me in the movie. Mind
And
you, the whole scene was cut.
oh,
So I told all my friends, I'm going to be in Captain America Civil War, and everybody's waiting for my scene. The first scene was supposed to be it, nothing. So
oh
later on, I
man,
found out that they cut my scene, but it was enough
yeah.
for me to pursue it and reach out to my agent, my current agent, and they gave me a chance, and they've been with me ever since, and they've been great. It's Aligned Stars Agency in Atlanta. They're amazing.
Like there's a quote by Paulo Coelho. He's a Brazilian author
Yeah.
who says, "When you want something bad enough, the universe conspires to make it happen for you."
Absolutely
Do you
true.
believe that?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. You have to put good vibes out there to the universe.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was all, yeah, right, BS or something like that. But you know what? It's true. You put good vibes out there. You do good, and America is the one place
Yeah.
where you truly get rewarded
Yeah.
for
Dreams
hard work.
come true.
Absolutely, absolutely. You truly get rewarded for your hard work and your efforts and maybe even talent. I'm
And
not
I think
saying that I have
especially
talent,
right
but
now, right? I mean, I think these past few years, the change through social media and
yep,
the world is changing, right? I mean,
absolutely.
look at us. We are sitting here. I did not know you a few weeks
Yeah,
back,
mm,
and just what are the chances that
yeah, Stars
and here you
collide.
are, right, on my podcast. And
Exactly.
so, um, how is that process? Are you're about to start? You're about to start a show on Netflix, right?
No,
Um,
I was in a show on Netflix. I was in Cobra Kai as a doctor. I did a movie with I don't know if you know Manisha Koreala.
yeah, yeah.
Manisha Koreala and Adil Hussein, amazing guy, both of
Okay.
them. Uh, I did a movie with them about a year and a half ago. It still hasn't come out because of the COVID. It's called India Sweets and Spices. It's about to come out very soon. It's from the makers of Crazy Rich Asians. It's
Wow.
going to be a very good movie.
Awesome.
And I was the father in that. I was one of the fathers. Abdul Hussein was one father. I was the other father. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Is this where was the movie shot?
it was out in Atlanta and Los Angeles. Yeah,
Awesome.
LA, and here in Atlanta.
So how was that
And
experience?
oh, it's amazing. It's awesome. When you're on set, you get treated unfairly well. When you're an actor who has lines, basically, you get treated like a king, and you couldn't ask for more. The crew, the director, and everybody, they treat you so well. You get, as long as you do your job, as long as you're on time, it's an amazing experience. It really is. I mean, I love going back on set every time I go, because they really pamper you in everything. Yeah, you ask for anything, they'll have it right for you in a platter,
Wow.
basically. So it's really cool.
So you do have a series that you have signed up for, right?
Yes, yes. So I just signed up for a series called Blood Relative. I play the Irani. I play an Iranian, not engineer, I would say, who is a co-star with the main actor, who is Melissa Leo. Yeah, it's going to be on Fox. It's a whole season, and they start shooting very soon. At the end of the month, I think they're going to start shooting. So
And that's happening in Atlanta as well.
no, that's happening in Louisiana and other places. Yeah,
So how
it's
are you
happening.
going to manage with your with your existing job
With
as
my job,
yeah.
I do weekends. I do nights. I travel back and forth. It's hard work. It's just a matter of finding the time away from your job to do it, and then keeping your job busy also.
So you're waiting for that one break which will help you completely transition into and follow your passion.
I hope so. It's again, it's just because I'm booking parts right now doesn't mean I'll always be booking parts. That's the common misconception that people have, that once you get into a role, you start rolling into those parts. It doesn't mean that it's always gonna be uh, there for you, unless it's like a freak chance that, okay, this is the guy we want, he's amazing, and blah blah blah, which I don't see myself as. So I mean, I think uh, I take everything with a grain of salt. As long as it keeps coming, I'll keep taking it.
And I think
Yeah.
that's a great attitude to have in life, right? I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
just living your life a day at a time, and
A day at a
just
time.
trying to make the best possible decisions at any given point. And you hope that it will, I mean, that they will give you the rewards that
Yeah, yeah, and this way you don't get disappointed too often either. So
yeah. I when we were having our conversation, I had mentioned to you that when I met my husband,
mhm.
he had just returned from Hollywood. And this is, of course, a while back, and at that time, um, it was a completely different industry. And he had the time that he spent was, it had been a very difficult time, because at that time there was just no scope for desis or
This is,
South,
yeah, absolutely.
Indian Pakistani. Of course, you're playing the role of an Arab as well. And
Sure.
but right now, what do you feel? What feel do you get entering this industry?
I feel that it's a really good time for desis and different ethnicities. Hollywood is diversifying immensely. It's not your usual pretty boy white guy or that thing anymore. It's diversifying. They're trying to look for different people to, I think, to kind of relate to everybody, because the United States is a melting pot. And the great thing is that the movie industry has realized that, and they feel that diversity will be more beneficial to them, and obviously it'll be more beneficial to us as well.
And that is something I feel that is it's just grossly missing, Kamran.
Mhm.
You just don't see a lot of you see desis in
Yeah,
very stereotypical roles.
yeah,
You see them, a lot of them with those typical accents,
yeah.
which you know
I've done my share.
yeah, yeah, there is diversity severely missing in Hollywood. It's
Yeah.
severely missing even in the modeling industry. I mean, this side of the world, there's
Yeah.
diversity, even whether it's television, whether it's
Mhm.
movies.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah,
you see that changing, and how will it change?
that is changing. Yeah, I see a lot of diversity now. As I said, in the industry, there are many different type of ethnicities being hired as actors now. It's just a matter of people having enough courage to become an actor, to go into the industry, whether you be in the crew or an actor or in front of the screen, behind or in front of the screen. It's just a matter of having that, I guess,
You
that
have to have
drive.
grit, right?
You have to have drive. You have to have drive
Yeah, it's a very
to
difficult industry to be in.
very difficult. Yeah, there's a lot of rejection.
Yeah,
Lot of rejection. You get rejected left and right. I've done countless auditions. That doesn't mean you get everything. You're going to be discouraged if you go out and try to become an actor. You're going to be discouraged the first few hundred times.
yeah,
So it's not
and
going to be like boom.
that's
You're
not
going to get
easy. I mean,
no.
how do you fend for yourself? I was in LA a few years back with my daughter, and we were staying in. We were very close to Hollywood, so we went to have breakfast at this small cafe. And so the guy thought that my daughter. I was with my daughter, or we were there because wanting to aspiring
Sure.
actresses. So he was when I told him that no, we just came for a movie premiere. We are not part of we are not actors. He
Right.
was like, thank God. He was like,
He didn't
all
want to deal with
around me,
anybody, huh?
I see people who are here from all over the world
Sure.
aspiring to be actors.
No, sure.
And so it's such a difficult field.
It's a very difficult field. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Again, I've been very blessed that I've even scored that many bookings. I'm very blessed, and I have a
Absolutely.
great agent.
And I think your I feel I'm very big on collaboration. So
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, right? You collaborate with your agent, it's a collaboration. And I
Yeah.
feel collaborations are very important because the people that you surround yourself with, the people who are part of your team, um,
Hmm.
I mean, that's what can make it or break it.
Yep.
It
Absolutely.
creates synergy.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. There has to be a good relationship between anything that you do, whether it be acting or the workplace or anything like that. There can't be any ill feeling or anything like that. I mean, it has to be on the up and up. Like if I have a problem that I'm facing that I don't agree with, I'll communicate that with my agent, and my agent will definitely understand and try to make amends. So yeah, it definitely has to be a collaboration.
Kamran, what do you feel is the most important thing that you need to have to be able to get a break in this industry?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
I mean, besides passion, there's no shortage of people having a passion.
Yeah, there's a lot of people with a lot of passion, absolutely. Who've I know people who have literally are trying for years to get a part, literally years, 3, 4, 5 years to get one part, and they haven't, but they still have that drive to keep going. There's a lot of luck involved in it. There's a lot of luck involved, a lot of prayer also. But apart from that, you also have to keep fine tuning your talent, if you will. You have to keep trying to chisel out the bad from the good, and just keep your head up, keep your ear to the grindstone, and just have that passion to keep going regardless of the failure. That's the biggest thing. That's the main thing I can tell you, to just keep going.
Because I'm sure there's no shortage of talent either.
Oh yeah, there's thousands of actors in Atlanta alone. There's thousands of actors. Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of them struggling. I'm not saying that I'm not struggling. I am struggling, but thank God that I have a daytime job.
Yeah.
So this way I can provide for the family, and at the same time do what I love best.
How does your, of course, I'm sure you have 5 children. I'm sure you have a very supportive family.
They're my biggest fans.
How wonderful is that?
Oh, it's amazing. My wife has been nothing but supportive. She keeps asking me, she's like, when are you going to, and she doesn't like to see the audition. She doesn't like to see just my part or anything like that. She'll see the whole movie. Like I was in Evil Eye, this movie on Amazon Prime, and she wanted to watch the whole movie to see me, where I fit into the role, instead of just watching my role. Like my kids want to see, where's your scene, Dad? So my wife wants to see the whole thing, and she wants to see me come in between it and go away, how it happens. So my kids are my biggest fans. Yeah, it's plus my son-in-law also. He's a huge fan of mine.
So any of your kids aspiring to be an actor?
Yeah, my 17-year-old keeps telling me, Dad, I want to be an actor too. I want to be an actor too. I said, I'll help you, but I can't promise anything. You have to have a degree in something. You have to, us Desis will always say education is first, right? So I always tell him that get your degree, get a good job, get something that you're very comfortable with, and do the acting as a passion that you have, because unless you can devote your whole life to it, it's not going to happen at such a young age, unless something happens where you're so lucky that, and plus nowadays, the industry has changed so much because of streaming services.
Yeah.
Everybody's on YouTube as a star. Everybody on YouTube. I mean, people know these kids making YouTube tapes of videos of, just commenting on different videos, just on the side commenting. They get famous. They got million followers. And that's how you become famous now. If you want to become famous, go do a video on
social
YouTube.
Media.
Yeah, through social media or something like that. If you want to be an actor, you have to have that mindset that I want to be an actor to make money, not to become famous. That's not what acting is. It's not to become famous.
What about going to acting school? What about getting degrees which are related to acting? What are you able to pursue that can help you evolve into in improving your chances? of getting a break.
Yeah, a lot of kids are going to college for theater and pursuing their, they start off with theater and then they go into movies, and then a lot of times what happens is that the struggle is so hard to be an actor that they go in the background somewhere. They'll become a director or in the crew somewhere in the back, in the behind the scenes. Um, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people making money from this. There's a lot of good people making a lot of good money from being an actor, um, but it's not as straightforward as people think it is. It's not like I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, can you help me become an actor?" And I'll say, "You have an agent? You need an agent. You need to do an audition. You need headshots. You need to go in. Then you have to deal with the rejection. If the agent even wants to represent you, you have to deal with the rejection of every audition. You're going to do hundreds of auditions where you're not gonna know whether you got accepted or not, and there's absolutely no um, feedback. Like for example, if you do an audition and you send it in nowadays, that's what it is. It's because of COVID. It's an audition like this. Either it's in, through camera or you tape it and send it in. There's no feedback. You have no idea how you did. You don't know whether you did great or you did bad or anything like that. You don't hear back from the producers or the director or the writers. You don't hear back from them saying he could have done this or he could have done that and it would have been better. You don't hear anything. So it's like a lot of people feel like, why am I doing this? This is a waste of time.
They're like acting coaches.
Absolutely. There's a lot of acting coaches. I have an acting coach, Sam Lukowski. He has literally been helping me for 3 years for free. He is that type of guy. There are people out there who will just help to help. I will help people become an actor. I don't mind. I'll walk you through the whole process. Getting classes and stuff like that, it's a huge plus. I have never had a class. I've never taken an acting class or anything like that. I fell into it. It's because of my passion in movies that I can kind of mimic different people, mimic different actors, and kind of get away with it. But formal acting training, I've never had formal acting training.
So, are you leaning more towards some of these diversified movies or Netflix opportunities? Because right now, streaming and online, all this is becoming just huge.
Yeah, I mean, Cobra Kai was on Netflix, right? Evil Eye was on what's his name? Amazon Prime Video. I did Creepshow. Creepshow is going to be on AMC, and that's the online AMC. Blood Relative is the only one that's going to be on Fox. It's going to be on mainstream media. And then Macgyver was, and then NCIS, and all these. I don't know what India Sweets and Spices. I think it's going to be a theatrical release. As far as I know, I'm not sure yet. I don't know how they're going to release it. We don't know anything yet. But it's a matter of if you're asking me, am I choosing what to do? No, you get what you can take. You audition, your agent applies you for certain roles. If the casting director says that, okay, we like this guy, we want him to do an audition, then you do the audition and you hope for the best.
What is the casting director looking for? I mean, we are coming from that phase where, right, even for roles of Arabs or Desis, I mean, you would see Americans. I mean, Caucasian Americans.
Yeah. Right. There are a lot of Desi actors, believe it or not. There's a lot of them. They just do. They don't do. They don't do your major parts. There are some of them, like for example, Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed. He's a Pakistani, amazing actor, very popular, very successful. He's a Desi Pakistani who's a huge actor in Britain, Great Britain. There's there are some there's but there should be more,
Yeah.
obviously. You know,
I mean, it's a
yeah,
huge industry.
sure. There's plenty of work out there. There's plenty of work out there that again, it's a matter of having that passion, having that the guts to take a chance. You don't have anything to lose but time, honestly. It's not like you're going to lose any money or anything like that in applying.
Yeah.
So might as well.
Do you feel for aspiring for youngsters who are wanting to go into the acting into Hollywood, they might want to even get degrees in different aspects of the film industry,
Sure.
film production? Would that be a better something better for them to do to be able to get their foot in the door?
Yeah, I know a lot of desis that are in the background, and for example, in Disney alone, there are so many Indian Pakistani desis that are in the background making animated features, doing special effects, and even going as far as makeup. So there's plenty of desis out there that are behind the screen. As far as in front of the screen, if you have the passion, if you have the drive, yeah, I definitely it's a huge um, blessing to get into the industry somehow.
Somehow.
But yeah, somehow I fell into it literally. I mean, it just happened.
Yeah.
And I've always loved acting. Just coincidentally, I just loved acting and I loved movies, and so it just I happened to be at the right place at the right time. Yeah.
So, what are your what opportunity would be the ideal opportunity that
Mm,
you would be like, oh my gosh, I've hit the jackpot?
obviously, playing a lead part. Playing a lead part in a movie or a TV or anything like that, where I can be like, you know what, I gotta put all my time into this. I gotta quit my daytime job. That would be the ultimate. That would be
Um,
my.
have you thought about what about? Because I mean, I love watching Spanish shows, and
Yeah.
you see that so many of them are coming up. I mean, on Netflix and different streaming platforms. Is
Yeah.
that something you have considered?
Spanish.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I have auditioned for Latino roles. Uh, yeah, I have auditioned for Latino roles. I haven't gotten one yet, but I auditioned for a pretty big role a couple of weeks ago. I can't say which one, but it's a very popular show,
Okay.
and I'm still waiting to hear back. I hope I hear back. Let's see. But
Well,
it's a
I hope
pretty
you
big part.
do.
It's a pretty big part. Yeah.
Well, I hope you do, and
Yeah. Thank
then
you.
we can do like part two.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you gotta be able to do the Latino accent also. So the Iranian accent, the Middle Eastern accent, the Indian accent. Yeah, so I can mimic those very easily. So that's a blessing.
Absolutely. So, as our parting words, Kamran,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to youngsters, or I mean, not just youngsters, anyone who's wanting to give it a try?
Acting,
Yes.
in particular, acting. A try.
Yes.
Okay, go for it is what I would say. More power to you. Just be ready for rejection. Be ready for a lot of tests along the way. It's not gonna be simple. It's not gonna be easy. But if you have the drive, if you have the passion, pursue it. Get as many classes as you can. If you're not a quote unquote natural actor,
Mhm.
get as many classes as you can so that you can kind of uh, uh, hone in on different genres and different uh, uh, methods of acting. Um, I always encourage um, education, any education, whether it be acting or anything. The more education you get, the more knowledgeable you'll be.
Because the norm is with the Southeast Asian parents, Desi parents. I mean, the
Doctor,
immigrants, right? That
yeah.
they're certain. They're like, okay, you know what, you know,
Doctor, engineer,
yeah,
uh, IT.
yeah,
That's the usual. I would love to see more Desis go into politics. We
yeah.
need it. We need it
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely. We definitely, I think we need diversity everywhere. I mean,
Absolutely.
on my show, I have people from all walks of life. It's
Yeah,
important for me that I have people of, color, people from different ethnic backgrounds, cultures. I bring in everyone, so we create an awareness. Diversity, inclusion, outreach. We put ourselves out there. We give an opportunity to, we live in America. We give an opportunity to for people to get to know us, because as
absolutely.
immigrants we stay in the background, we stay in our own niche community, we stay in that small tiny circle. But it's
Get out
important to
there.
diversify, right?
Explore as much as you can. Don't be confined to that space of comfort where you're just going to be, I have to make money, I have to support the family. No, get out there, learn, do whatever you can to expand your experience.
um, Anything you would like for the audience to follow you anywhere, to do anything?
Yeah.
So your moment to, it's your pitch,
All
whenever
right.
you
I'm gonna
want.
plug. I'm gonna plug away.
Go ahead.
On Instagram, it's official Kamran Shaikh. I guess it's at official Kamran Shaikh. I don't even know. I literally started Instagram about 2, 3 years ago, and Facebook, and because of this acting thing, that's why. So I need followers, as many as I can, please. At official Kamran Shaikh, and Facebook is just. I think it's just my name. I guess
Yeah,
I'm
but
not,
we
I'm
are
not
streaming
sure.
actually. So we are on
Oh,
Facebook. You are tagged, and so
wait, we
people,
are? I mean, I'm just kidding.
yeah, so people will be able to see your name and send you a request to connect
Excellent.
with you.
Yeah,
And I think we are all as we are all rooting for you,
thank
because
you.
I definitely feel that there is diversity lacking
Yeah,
severely, and
true.
I feel that this is something that needs to be rectified,
Hmm.
because there's no shortage of talent.
True.
Personally, I mean,
Desis are among the most talented in the world. Absolutely.
and I think I think we need some diversity, right? We
Yeah,
need some
sure,
variations, and we
sure,
need different people, colors, everything.
sure,
We
sure.
need to see our people, not just our people. We just need that diversity, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that'll get rid of the prejudices in the world. There's a lot of
Stereotyping and wrong information.
stereotyping, wrong information.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think instead of sending a message to somebody on Facebook saying that, hey, learn about Islam or learn about Pakistani and how we're not all terrorists or anything like that, because there's a common misconception because of the media that this comes up.
Put
Um,
yourself out there, right?
yeah, put yourself out there. Become friends with your neighbors. Uh, become friends. Instead of having ill feelings towards somebody, show them what you really are. Become friends with them, and
And
just
that's
start
empowerment,
talking.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Support each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a
don't
lot of
fear.
people that have changed. There is a lot of
Yes.
people that I've spoken to, and that a lot of people have spoken to, that have different views now simply because they spoke to you. Oh, they're not really that bad. You know
Yeah.
what? They're pretty good. They're pretty nice.
I
So yeah.
think, Kamran, it's so important um, for people to support each other.
Hmm.
Because you know what? There's enough for everyone.
But
Instead of sitting there and thinking that I wish
don't be selfish.
I was her or him, why don't you put
Strive
good
to be.
out there? Why
Yeah.
don't you show support so
Yeah.
that that goodness can come back to you? And instead of thinking, hey, I wish, why am I not that person? Why
Right.
don't you go and try and maybe
Do it.
do it?
Yeah. Simply put, do it. Yeah. Don't be envious. Um, Yeah, just do it, and don't ever feel. I've learned. I mean, in my life, to not be hating on people who have more than you. I mean, good for them. Pray for them. That's a blessing for them. So hey, I feel good for you that you have this. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of animosity, who basically are haters.
Yeah.
Uh, and we need less haters.
Absolutely. I mean, I myself am very unapologetically me, and I put myself out there very unapologetically. And I feel it's very simple. I know everyone is not going to like me, and that is perfectly fine.
Sure.
I don't even expect that.
Hmm.
Um, I just want people who are like minded, who
Hmm.
want to be a part of my tribe, to become a part of that circle where we grow and we encourage and we evolve and we empower each other, because there's enough room for everyone to grow.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% agree.
So on that note, Kamran, I am so honored, and it was it was my pleasure having you here. And
Well, the pleasure's mine.
thank you for being on Heart to Heart with Saima. And I wish you all the very best. We are rooting for you.
Thank you.
And we are waiting to see wonderful things come in
Yeah.
your life and just make us proud.
Thank you. Thank you. Fingers crossed. Pray for me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
So
it.
I'm going to remove you from the stream so I can
Thank you.
just end the show. So that was Kamran Sheikh. And please do follow him. Learn to support each other, learn to build each other, learn to empower each other. Um, the mindset shouldn't always be what is in it for me. The mindset should be, hey, what can I do to build someone else? Because you know what? Whatever you put out there is exactly what the universe is going to bring back for you. It ricochets back. Once again, thank you for carving out the time to hear what was shared on today's podcast. If this inspired you to take the next step in your journey, then I want to invite you to join my email list by emailing vip@simadillon.com. And on that note, thank you for being here, and just sign off.